What's up guys, this is Thomas, and in today's video we are going to take a look into the market data after this bloodbath right here that we have seen in the crypto market. We have also seen it in the stock market, but today's video should be focused on the crypto market and also some unexpected moves right here. The first thing that we are looking at is the Bitcoin price chart. I know that everybody is talking right now about the 200 weekly moving average which we are on right now and which gave a support for several times, also here for the bear market bottoms and in general massive bottoms right here. That is something that we are currently taking a look at. We have dipped below it, but in the daily candle we have made so far a liquidation candle, which is first of course a good sign, but we also want to take a look into other market datas. And before we are doing that, it would be nice if you leave a like and a comment for the algorithm so more people can see this. And right now I would say let's get straight into this. You have seen this in the title and also in the thumbnail right here that we have an unusual move in the Bitcoin dominance. You know, we have talked about it a couple of days ago, I think, right here. So that was last week we have talked about it, and we saw that the Bitcoin dominance is approaching this massive resistance right here. You can see this is giving a resistance since over 1 year right now. So here in this zone we have massive resistance, tested 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th time we have tested it, and we have done this with a very strong move to the upside right here. So the potential to break to the upside right here in the Bitcoin dominance was definitely there, and it is very unusual that we are seeing a rejection right here. The rejection by itself is nothing unusual, but the rejection while the market is dropping and also dropping to this extent that we have seen, that is something unusual, because that means that the altcoin market is outperforming BTC. By outperforming, you know what I mean. It is just that the coins are dropping less or have recovered more, but of course the general market has dropped. But this is something that is unusual. This is normally something, so normally we are seeing a falling and declining Bitcoin dominance when the market is moving to the upside. So that is an unusual sign right here, and this could be a good sign, especially to this extent right here. So you see strong moves right here to the downside. The last time we have seen this was here and here, and also of course here, but always after we have visited this resistance zone. And what has happened afterwards, after such strong moves, is that we have continued to fall back to the downside and to decline in the Bitcoin dominance, which means altcoins are outperforming. The big question right now is, of course, is this sustainable? So is this fall right here sustainable, and will we retest and reapproach these lows right here? You maybe remember that my thesis is that once we have fallen below this here, below the 39.6% level in the Bitcoin dominance, that then we will see some sort of alt season. That is of course something that is definitely not in the majority of minds right now, also not in mine, but that is something that is of course speculation right now. But that is then the big question. So here it is very interesting that we see a big rejection in the Bitcoin dominance. I judge this as a positive sign, but of course we have to wait for confirmation. You know, everything can also turn around quickly. The last times we have not seen it, but in this market everything is possible, as we are seeing it right now. And then there is another thing that we also taking a look at for a very long time right now, and that are the Bitcoin longs, and also something that I find very interesting. In case you're not familiar with my thesis right here, let me quickly explain this so you also can understand this. And my thesis is simply that we are repeating something like in the last summer correction, like we have done right here. You can see right now the orange line is the Bitcoin price, and that is falling. while the Bitcoin longs are increasing till the turning point. And once we have seen the decreases right here starting in the Bitcoin longs, the price has bottomed and started to move back to the upside. And currently we are seeing something similar. So the first half, that we see a declining price while the Bitcoin longs are increasing massively. Here in the sideways range, we have watched out for a first decline, but we didn't have it. Then we have taken a look, okay, what has happened the last time? So here we had also a stop, then some sort of sideways, slightly moved to the upside. So something similar that we have seen right here. And we have also taken a look at, okay, how long has this taken right here? And that were 27 days right here from the first topping point till the top. That were 27 days. Then we have also taken a look at into this right here, okay, 27 days. And once this slight move to the upside right here has taken longer than 27 days, you can see it has continued to move to the upside while the price has fallen. And that is very nice to see, because this could potentially mean that my thesis is right. And I don't care that this is my thesis, potentially also other people are looking at it, but that is something that is totally irrelevant. The thing right here that is important is that so far it looks like it. We are repeating something similar, and that would be the super nice thing about this chart right here, because if this thesis is correct, that means that when we are turning around right here and when we are starting to decrease like we did right here, that this would then potentially give us our bottoming signal. So then we potentially would have a bottoming confirmation from this chart right here, which would be very nice. And that is why I find it so interesting to watch this chart right here, because it has just signaled what has happened, but it didn't give the confirmation signal here that we have bottomed yet. And as we see, we also didn't have bottomed, we have made a new low, and so far right now it's stopping again. And let's see when we will see the decrease and when this chart would potentially point into the direction that we have seen the bottom. So far it is not the case, but also in the last summer correction you can see right here that this has slowly begun, and also the turning in the price. Let me quickly put that on the chart again. Also the turning in the price right here took a couple of days, and then we have moved to the upside right here. So that is potentially something that we can also see again, but let's wait for this. Definitely that is a chart where I'm keeping my eye on. Then another thing that I'm keeping my eye on is the DXY, the dollar index. And you remember that we have taken a look into this, that in the periods where the dollar index is falling, that these are periods where the stock market, the general equity market, so stocks and cryptos, are performing very well. And when it goes to the upside, then stocks and cryptos are not performing very well. What we can also see right here, we had a very nice drop. So this looked like a false breakout right here. The two red lines where these two highs right here, this one that is the first red line, this one is the second red line. So these were major tops right here that we have seen in the DXY. And as I said, this looked like a very nice false breakout, and we have moved to the downside, but you can see we snapped back to the upside right here, currently making a new high. So we have to wait and see what is going to happen here. We have some turning signals. We have, as you can see right here, we have a higher price, and what we also have is a lower RSI, which means we have some bearish divergence. We also have it in the weekly chart, so you can see that right here, higher price, here lower RSI. In the weekly chart it's even a stronger bearish divergence that we have. Also, if we are taking a look into the daily chart, let's delete this again right here. Currently we have a hanging man candle, which is a turning candle. And also here in the Euro USD, which is the most valued in this index. So the Euro is making 60% out of the DXY. So when the euro is moving to the upside, it is very likely that the DXY is moving to the downside. And here we are still in our support zone. As you can see right here, that is also the highs that we have made in the DXY that I've just showed you, where we were rejected the last time. So these are the support levels right here where we are currently in the euros. As you can see in the euro, these support levels were never broken. And also here we have an inverted hammer candle right here, which is also a turning signal to the upside. But here I have to add that the inverted hammer in the Euro USD and the hanging man candle, so that these turning signals are not very strong turning signals. So these are potential turning signals or turning candles, but they have a low hit rate. So the potential that after these turning candles really the market is turning around, the probability for that is very low. So that is just something that I want to add. And at the end I also want to show you an update on the buyer index, because here something has happened that I would not have expected, and that is this one right here. You see that we were stuck in this sideways range for over 3 months right here. That was indicating that there was no interest in the crypto market. But despite all the ups and downs and also new lows that we have made, we stayed in this sideways range right here. So which was showing that not really buyers have left or joined the market. Of course you can see this ups and downs right here, but it's all in this sideways range. So not really anything has happened right here, which was something that has indicated no interest in the crypto market for me. But it was also likely for me that we are not dropping more to the downside, because we are already at these very low levels right here. But indeed we have done this. We have left the sideways range right here and made a new all-time low in this index. This history right here is going back to the beginning of January 2020, but this indicator, so this is a self-developed indicator, and since inception, which was in summer 2019, since inception this is the all-time low. So we never have seen lower levels like this. Currently this is at the minus 65.6 level, and that is something that has surprised me. As I said, we were already at these very low levels right here. So right now of course there is the question how to judge this signal. For me, a potential judgment what has happened right here is that this could potentially be an indication of the capitulation that we have seen in the crypto market, like we have done right here and right here. So here we also have made a new low. We not have stayed there for a very long period of time, and then we have jumped back up. Here we also have seen it. Here it was just a tiny new low, but in general I could potentially see this right here as a capitulation sign that we have left the sideways range to the downside, which means that also some buyers right here that were still in the market have right now also left the market again, which potentially could be a good indication in case we are moving back to the upside right here. But in case we are staying at these low levels right here, maybe forming a new sideways range, this is still not a good sign, because this is still signalizing no interest in the crypto market, and is also signalizing that the most likely is that the growth that we will have, in case we should go to the upside, turning around right here and also going back to the upside right here in the prices, that this growth will not be sustainable as long as the buyer index is not increasing right here. So most interesting things right here that I'm currently looking at is definitely the Bitcoin dominance. We want to see continuation right here. The Bitcoin longs, this could potentially show us when we will turn around. So that's also something that I'm taking a look at. And when this has happened, so when we have a turnaround signal right here, that the market should move to the upside right now and we have seen the bottom, what we also want to see is an increasing buyer index, which is signalizing buyers are rejoining the market, buyers are interested in this market, and therefore we could then also see potential sustainable growth. As I said, so far this is not happening, but these are the things that I'm currently watching out for, and that's already it for this video. As I said in the beginning, if this video was valuable to you, then feel free to leave a like and a comment for the algorithm so more people can see this. And right now I would say we will see each other in the next one, and as always guys, have a nice day.